Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button if you like scrapbooking videos, art journal videos, or project life videos. Today I have a layout share. It's a small layout share. It's not as many layouts as I normally would have in a layout share. However, I want to get these put in my project life album so I can do a project life album flip through. So I'm not sure which video is going to go first, whether it be the project life album or the layout share. I'm not sure yet. So make sure you're subscribed so you can catch both of those. And here we go. So if you're new here, I like to kind of tell you where the layout is, whether it's on my Patreon or on my YouTube channel. And if you're interested in joining my Patreon community, the link is down below in the description. So for this first layout on the top, this layout is on my Patreon, or it is going to be on my Patreon. At the time of filming this, it's not on Patreon yet, but it is for the Pinterest inspired series that I have going on over there. And yeah, I love the way that this came out. I used Catherine Pooler stamp set to create these little pumpkins. And then I used the Bungalow Lane collection for the other ephemera pieces and the pattern paper. And I used some epoxy flair. Here's 1, 2, and 3 from Scrap and Happy Studio. I will try to leave some of these products down below, or I might just leave the shop links. So all of my scrapbook supplies I get from scrapbook.com, and these epoxy flare are from Scrap and Happy Studio. So I will leave their links down below. But yeah, that is that layout. I love it. Next, we have this layout, and this is on my YouTube channel. I created this layout using the Bungalow Lane collection again. And I absolutely love this layout. I just love it. They're so cute. My two daughters, my dog daughter and my regular daughter. And I love the pops of like the gold foil and then the goldish coppery dot, like not dots, ink splatters on the background. I just absolutely love that. I hope it's picking up in the video. I love it. Okay, so next up we have this layout, and I used the Pumpkin Spice collection from Doodlebug, and this layout is on my YouTube channel. I love it. I love the way that this one turned out. It's definitely a favorite of my most recent layouts. Yeah, and this was just me getting my tattoo, documenting that, my most recent tattoo. And I just absolutely love it. So there's that layout. This layout is also my YouTube channel. Look, y'all, my YouTube channel has been getting a lot of videos recently. This one is for my Scrappy Road Trip album, which is the size of an 8.5 by 11. That's the album that I'm using for this trip. And I just used my stash. I used a whole bunch of different things from my stash to create this layout. And I really love the way that it looks. I love the plaid and the constellation paper. It has been a paper, both of these papers have been in my stash for years, and I'm so glad that I got to use them. I'm glad that I finally got to use them, and I love it. I love the way that it looks. Next, I love this one. It's so cute. Next, I have this layout, and this one, trying to see if it's on my YouTube channel, or I think that I made this one live, maybe. Okay, I believe this one is from a live for my Patreon. I used an older collection from Bella Boulevard to create this layout, and I did a lot of mixed media. Well, not really a lot of mixed media. It's just a lot of smushing, packaging technique, and then black splatters. And these are pictures of Maggie in a box. I love them. I love them so much. And again, I used another epoxy flare from Scrap and Happy Studio down here. This is another favorite layout. I love it so, so much. And I actually think that I scrap lifted myself for this one from an older layout that I created years ago. So there is that one. So that one, I believe, is in my Facebook group for Patreon. Next up, we have this one. And this layout, I believe, was also a live, I want to say. And I absolutely love the way that this one came together. I used a lot of older products mixed in with some newer stuff. So, like, it's all kind of random. This is from a Paige Evans collection, this pattern paper. Then the papers that I used to mat the photos are from a 6x8 paper pad from Simple Stories from their summer collection this year. And then also some of the ephemera and the thickers are from that collection as well. So yeah, I love this one. This one I believe is also on my Facebook Patreon group. So if you are a patron, and you've missed some of these videos, you can go back into the Facebook group and re-watch them. They're still there to watch. All of them are there. So yeah. Next up, we have this layout, and this layout was a Patreon video for the $10 tier. This was one of their videos for one of the mini classes. And the mini class, this was, I believe, for the month of August. The mini class was scrap lifting yourself. And so this layout, I used a Doodlebug collection, and I absolutely love the way that this one turned out. I think it's super cute. Next up, we have this layout, another epoxy flare from Scrap and Happy Studio. I love her epoxy flare. And actually she is going to be having her like fall release coming soon. Yeah, I'm not sure of the exact dates, but I know that it's coming up soon. So, I love the epoxy flare because there's no metal, and they're flat. So if you want to add dimension like I did for this one, you can. Otherwise, you can just glue it down flat and it doesn't add a whole lot of dimension, which I like. So this was also a Patreon video, and I did use a Maggie Holmes collection. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the collection for this, but I love it. I love the black and white photos because I feel like if you use black and white photos, you can use any colors, and I think it looks really good. This is definitely a color scheme that is not my normal color scheme. It still has pink in it, and I love the mustard color, but it has lots of green, and green is not a color that I'm normally drawn to. But I really love the way that this came out. Next, we have this layout, and this is a favorite layout of mine, y'all. If you follow me on Instagram, I do post my Patreon layouts that I create over there a couple weeks after they're created usually. I don't usually post them like directly right when I do them, but yeah. So this is also a Patreon video from scraplifting myself. And I absolutely love the way that this one came out. First of all, I think the pictures are excellent quality pictures. And they're my two favorite people. So of course I love it. But I did use an older Felicity Jane kit for this layout, and I just absolutely love it. Next, we have this layout, and this one I actually I created during a live as well for Patreon. I love it. I used Chamel products, and I think I used Sparkle City and what's this collection? Glitter Girl, I believe. This one is the background papers from Glitter Girl, I think. Don't hold me to that. And I love the way that this came out. And look, y'all, I used a bird. And this little card with balloons that I thought that I would never use because I just didn't think that I would. My patrons definitely get me to use kind of random things sometimes, and it always makes me feel good. Like, I love it. So I love this layout. Next up, we have this one, and I used epoxy flare again. This one's from my friend Shadney's store. She also creates epoxy flare, and I love her little tiny ones. And then these two are from Scrap and Happy Studio. I did a little bit of stamping over here, and then the collection that I used, oh, I did stamping here and here too. The collection that I used for this one is a photo play collection. I don't remember the name of it though. And so I really, really, really love this one. I think that I created this one for Patreon as well. I think it might have been a live, actually. I do lots of lives over there, by the way. So if you like live videos, come on over. So there's that layout. And then this one is... Yeah, this one also was a Patreon video, and all of this is stamped, and I painted them. And this is stamped. So we were using stamps that month, and I love it. I did the copper ink splatters all over the background. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I absolutely love it. I love this layout. I love the flowers. And another epoxy flare. Apparently I have been loving the epoxy flare lately. And then lastly, we have this layout, or I have a dog hairs on it. I used one of the Cocoa Vanilla Studio collections. I don't remember which one. One of the older collections, and these are pictures of Emily's cross country last year. And I believe that this also was, I think that this one was on Patreon, I believe. Yeah, I think this one was also a Patreon video. So yeah, that is my layout share for today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. My patrons do get a lot of content. So if you are interested in getting more from me, and you want to join a scrapbook community, and all kinds of things, check it out. If you want to do it for a month, you can do it for a month and just try it out. And if you don't like it, or it's not your jam, then you can always cancel at any time, and there's no obligation to sign up for a certain amount of time. So if you, excuse me, if you enjoy my videos and you like to do live, you like to come to lives, and you want more 12 by 12 layouts especially, that is where it's at. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. Bye, friends.